Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new episodes of Talks with VaZe. Myself, Ayush Lalit VaZe, and today we have a very special guest with us, Zuber Khan. He is a final year engineering student and my friend, and who is currently working as a founding engineer at a startup company in Pune. Today, we will be deep diving into his journey, his college life, how he participated and won multiple hackathons, and most importantly, how he landed this job. So, let's get started. To begin with, Zubair, could you please introduce yourself and tell us a bit about your academic background?
Yeah. Hi, Ayush. First of all, thank you for the brief introduction. I'm currently in my final year of pursuing my bachelor's in artificial intelligence and data science engineering. Apart from this, my major tech stack and expertise lies in full stack as well as Gen AI platforms, developing it. And I'm currently working with Build Up Global as a founding engineer. It's basically an ed tech company. We are working basically in this particular sector, and we are focusing on providing career guidance through our proprietary Mirai platform.
Okay. So the first thing that click in my mind is the position name, like the founding
Yeah,
engineer. It's not that
yeah,
common to hear founding engineer from a student or from a IT person. So could you
yeah.
please describe founding engineer in couple of lines?
Sure. Founding engineer is basically the people, the group of people who has started working on the core uh, development of the product which the company is having relies on. So we have Mirai. So Mirai was the platform which I had worked on from scratch. So we were some couple of engineers started with developing it under the guidance of our amazing co-founders and a very good people around us.
Okay, that's great. So let's start with the starting. How did you start coding and how did you got interested into IT technology, into software and programming?
Yeah, starting with my coding and getting into programming. To be honest, before engineering, I didn't know about like how programs and what actually programs are and what programming is. So I first got into Python in my first year as a part of academics. So at that time, it was getting a bit of difficult for me to get into understanding. Like I was doing it for first time, but it was really a nice experience at that time get into Python, and also the syntax wise and all, the Python is very much
Hmm.
convenient, and for a person who is in its early stage and trying to learn a programming language, it's a good choice. At that time I started with Python, and going forward to it, I basically then got into multiple hackathons actually. There were some of my friends, they used to go to hackathons, and I was a bit fond, like what actually these hackathons are and how
Hmm.
people go and get prizes out of it. I used to get fond out of it, and then I approached them, and then we basically discussed and then took one of our project into a hackathon and tried developing and getting the judges views on it. And this was the first time when things hit my mind, like this is something which I can build my career in, and it was
Hmm.
really a good experience. From that only I started programming.
Oh, that's a really great story. So you said that you started with Python,
Yeah,
and you said that you started in first year of engineering, right?
yeah.
So did you
I got
already?
Yeah, actually, I got introduced in my first year with programming. Uh,
Hmm.
if you talk about like starting programming and all, it was the second year actually, to be honest. Second year was the one when I actually got into building things and getting into uh, different different subcategories of this
Hmm.
AI and different programs.
Okay. So my question was, did you already
Yeah.
decided that you want to go into software field, or was it like someone told you that software is booming right now, so just go into IT and all? What was
Yeah.
the story?
So, yeah. So, like everybody else, getting into a safe career feels really good.
Hmm.
So, software engineering is kind of a very safe career to go into, because if you are in engineering, and it has become a dilemma, or you can say it has become like a long story. Like everybody is going into software. So initially, I
Hmm.
was not that much sure about the field, but then I got interest. Eventually, I basically tried multiple things into this field, and then I got interest in this. So yeah, this was the main background. So initially, I don't had that much experience in this field, but with
Hmm.
time, but with knowing new things and getting with such more like-minded people, I was able to get into it.
Okay. So you said that you started with Python, and in the introduction also you said that you had knowledge about full stack development, AI and machine learning, and
Yeah.
multiple domains.
Yeah.
So what was the first domain that you start learning initially?
Yeah, so basically in our second year, we were having a project-based learning thing. So
Yeah.
we basically we be teachers basically assigns some groups in our class, and then with that group you have to develop some projects. So at that time, every basic and every easiest one projects were taken by other teams. So the
Hmm.
only things were remaining at that time was projects in machine learning, data science, and all. So at that time, I just gone on to YouTube and just check like which are the projects which are available and what we can do. Then I got into something which is called as prediction models and machine learning. So this was something which basically get me this word, and the machine learning was the first domain which actually got my interest into it. I was a completely beginner to it, and then I started learning it, like you uh, how you develop a prediction model, and how this training process works, and then you get a respective model, and it does a good work. And then uh, with time, with different experiences, with getting introduced to different technologies and all, my major preference or the interest got shifted from machine learning to full stack development. Because in machine learning, there's a life cycle which happens. You have to train the
Hmm.
model. You not even train the model, you have to first start with preparing a data set.
Yeah.
Then after preparing, you need to label it, and then after labeling, then a lot of things comes: training, testing, and everything is there. So yeah, this was the thing. But then when I got into full stack development, I like it basically something which can be seen by your naked eyes, like how websites
Hmm.
are getting built. So at that time it was really interesting, and I got into full stack, and then it gone like this.
So web development,
Yeah,
full stack web development.
full stack web development.
Okay. In my case, it was totally opposite. I started
Oh,
with development. I started with
yeah,
Android actually.
yeah.
Then in my third year, I was introduced to machine learning and data science.
Oh,
And
that's
later
nice.
I got like really thought about the algorithms and I dived
Yeah,
deep into the
yeah,
mathematics and programming.
yeah.
Then I got fascinated about the AI. So currently I'm also very
uh,
curious about the next AI innovations.
like very booming, and it's really good. The domain is perfect, and it's amazing if you one want to explore. In my case, I still remember a hackathon which we had called Codament. So
Hmm.
Codament was something where the judges basically pinpointed us, like, why you are not building a product, why you are just putting your efforts into building a model. Oh yes, it's good you are building a
Hmm.
model, but you should productionize it. You should basically
Yeah.
deploy it somewhere, and you should have a at least a minimal interface to show what you have built. At the time we were using the
Hmm.
Streamlit UI. So they were like, why are not using Flask to create an endpoints and then connecting with some basic HTML CSS templates and all.
Hmm.
So yeah, this was something when I got introduced to this. So yeah, this was the main time when I got into this full stack development thing, and then I explored it, and then interest got into it, and I like basic mostly the backend stuff. It's amazing, but yeah, I'm
Hmm.
also diving deep into the world of art, AI, and machine learning.
Yeah. So talking about your college life,
Yeah.
how did the college influence your skills, or how did you technically improve in the college?
So, college is like a very good part of my life. Actually, got to know different people, and like college basically give me a structured way of doing things. You
Hmm.
need to go. Yeah, obviously, there's some pain points to it. Like you need to do lectures from 9 to 3 or like 5, but it also has some pros to it. But if you but it's at the same time, it's really much important to get into and have some extracurricular activities like doing hackathons, uh, getting into competitions, coding competitions, doing programming out of the syllabus. So like
Hmm.
let's say if you're in your second year and then you are developing something in your college, so it's better to know things early, develop things early, and then try to get into it. So it's something which sets you apart from a lot of crowd. This is something which I was into.
Okay. So while your learning process,
Yeah,
what was the main resources that you used? Did you watch YouTube videos or on Google browser or ChatGPT? Like at that time, ChatGPT was quite new.
yeah,
So, what resources did it help you to got at improve your tech stack, like skills?
yeah. So I still remember ChatGPT got launched at that time when we were
Hmm.
like in first year, the second semester, second or like second year's first semester. So this was basically the time when ChatGPT got launched, and at that time we were bookish people. What we used to do,
Hmm.
we were used to basically read books. We used to take notes and then revise it when exam comes and all. We were basically exam oriented during our first year. But eventually when I basically got introduced to chat gpt's like thing, it was really revolutionized the way somebody
Hmm.
learns nowadays. So yeah, chat gpt was one of the main thing which I had used a lot. Even I use it now as well, to learn something, to basically if you want to learn something new and to know the basics out of it, so it's better to use
Hmm.
ChatGPT rather than going into conventional learning models.
Hmm.
Obviously there always exists some cons to it,
Hmm.
but we should focus on the pros and try to get out of the cons. So yeah, this was something which I used. Apart from this, I am not that type of guy who basically goes on to YouTube videos and all. Obviously, for getting an understanding, for getting an introduction, I use YouTube a lot. But I'm someone who basically learns by developing things. So I had developed a lot of projects. I had learned while developing only. I have made a lot of projects in hackathons, and then let's say if I'm going to hackathon, I don't know a tech stack, but it's the requirement. You have to implement it
Hmm.
in order to get it live. So at that time, the platform needs it, and I was someone. I'm not like that. That key, don't know something that you won't be able to do it. So I'm like, okay, let's try it out and let's learn while building it. So this was my own path of learning things.
Yeah, that's a really great approach actually.
Yeah,
While developing and implementing while learning.
yeah,
Yeah. And also ChatGPT, like softwares like ChatGPT give us the flexibility.
exactly.
We can ask whatever we want, however we want, anything.
Yes.
The structure, the format, exact format the ChatGPT gives us. So that's a major plus point in my opinion. So you said about the projects. So could you
Yeah.
describe one or two projects that help you to boost your skills?
Most of my projects were part of hackathons itself. So
Hmm.
one of the project which I remember was basically we developed in during our Smart India Hackathon grand finale. So it was about basically developing a Swachhata monitoring dashboard for the post offices for all over India. So that was something which really gave me a lot of, or which boosted me to get into designing and developing scalable systems. Because
Hmm.
at this stage, if you have to develop something for the whole post offices in India, and there will be a bunch of like we had an estimate like there are like thousands of post offices which are there in India. So you need to develop such an application or such a product that could be used at such a scale. So that really blew our mind at that time. And yeah, we eventually tried getting into it and focused on developing such a thing. So it was basically a monitoring dashboard. Behind monitoring, it was also like adding AI based, or you can say basically deep learning based algorithms. You might have heard about YOLO. So we were using
Yeah.
YOLO to detect the waste which have been there in the CCTV footages,
Hmm.
install the CCTV which are installed in the post offices. So we were doing it in real time. So real time was something
Hmm.
which was another thing which we learned at that time, like how to develop such a real time application with immediate feedbacks and immediate action that could be taken out of it. So this was the main project which I had developed with my team. And talking about some other projects, I had worked on a product which is called as a Repo Radar. So Repo Radar is basically a GitHub repository analysis tool. So before AI and all, we what we used to do, we basically used to go to a repository. If you want to learn anything,
Hmm.
if you have a repository, you need to go through it. You need to go to the whole code base, and then you need to understand like how does it works. And there's a lot of work out of there. So it becomes very much difficult for a developer to understand the the start and pinpoints of an app of a repository, and then get into the actual cause. So what I had done in this product is we I had basically developed a GitHub repository analysis tool. What it does, it basically gives you a summarized report of the architecture. It lets you serve the entire code base which is there on your GitHub repository. So there's something called as Gen AI. So I
Hmm.
particularly use Gen AI for this, and there are a lot of LLMs which I integrated to develop this application.
Okay.
Yeah.
That were that were really great projects. But I have a question. You said that you were detecting waste from CCTV directly, live.
Yes. Yeah.
So you also integrated the hardware with your system.
Yeah.
So
So
can you
this. Yeah.
roughly explain about this? Because I'm curious about it.
Yes, 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 sure, sure, sure. So, this was another drawback that some CCTVs, first we basically analyze like what CCTVs are there, which are currently installed, already installed in this post offices. And we came
Hmm.
to know like a decent amount of CCTV which are available in this post offices are capable of running or having a sub module out of it. So what we did, we basically added a Arduino based model. Arduino is like you can consider like a
Microprocessor.
microprocessor. So what it does basically, it has certain you need to deploy, you need to add some machine learning, deep learning models into it. And it used to basically guide the CCTVs. And once any waste has been appeared into a CCTV
Hmm.
footage, it basically sends a notification to our main server which we had
Hmm.
deployed. So it did send some signals, and it did set some notifications to it, and then a server takes actions by by sending alerts to the postmaster who is assigned
Okay.
to that specific post office. And let's say if he doesn't resolves the issue, then it
Hmm.
goes to the higher authorities, the higher level people.
Okay.
which have been assigned into a district. So this was the main thing. Yeah. And the same, the question which you had asked,
Hmm.
this have been also been asked by the judges over there. So they were like, okay, but can you tell us, like, if we have to install another set of CCTVs just for deploying your product, then won't it be
Hmm.
much more costly, or
Yeah.
won't it be
Infeasible,
much more,
basically.
yeah, infeasible? Obviously, it's infeasible.
Hmm.
This was the thing.
And so the footage was being recorded from the hardware,
Yeah,
and it was transmitting to the server
yeah.
continuously in live.
Yeah,
And,
basically, yeah, yeah. So what we plan at that time was to
hmm.
have this Arduino, and it was connected with a server, and it basically used to capture the images out of it. uh, getting
Okay.
getting the entire video connected with a
Hmm.
WebSocket is also a lot of headache for a server, because
Yeah.
you can't really send that thing entirely. And another thing, initially you're planning for this only, but the cost became a big factor, that
Hmm.
we changed it from getting the live footages continuously to getting some frames at a respective time. So this was the
Okay.
so what we find out, like, instead of taking out the entire footage continuously throughout the entire day, we find out some pen times. Like, it could be after
Hmm.
lunch break, which they have in post offices. It could be after their working hours. So at that time, what we basically captured the images, and after capturing those
Hmm.
images, we took it and send it to our server. And server what did, we had actually two options at that time: either to have a model
Hmm.
which is into our Arduino itself, connected
Hmm.
with an Arduino, or basically have a model which is hosted on our server.
Hmm.
So at that time, the best and possible solution what we thought is to capture the images at that time, or the specific cron, we made a cron job for it, and send that image to the respective server, and then get a model out of it. And
Hmm.
after getting through a model, it could easily analyze whether that image is having certain amount of waste or not. And it also used to categorize, like, what type of waste it is. Like, it could be
Okay.
biodegradable, non-biodegradable, it could be plastic, which is like most measurable.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we took insights from it, and get it and send some alerts and all, based on the analysis which has been done by the model. So yeah, I was initially giving a rough intro out of it, but now this is the overview and the
Hmm.
actual implementation which we had done for it.
Okay. So in this project,
Yeah,
the network and the latency is also a concern, right?
yeah,
So having a good network connectivity is a must, basically.
yeah, exactly,
Like
exactly.
it's not that emergency, but still having a good
Yeah,
network
yeah.
is necessary for
Is
such.
necessary, exactly. If
Yeah.
it's capturing an images, if it's capturing or taking some frames out of the entire video, and
Hmm.
if it is not even reaching the server, then it's of no use.
Yeah.
So
Again.
yeah, so this was something which we also thought about, and to deal with this, it was like in our future scope. At that
Hmm.
time, there was a time constraint of like 36 hours. You have to develop the entire application 36 hours. So you can develop the all the features in that time, in that
Hmm.
entire time constraint. So what we did basically, it was this thing which we kept in our future scope. So what we're planning to is basically have another monitoring system, or you can simply call it like, about this health checking bots, or you can say uptime robots, something. What it did,
Hmm.
yeah, I will tell you in some in easy words, on it in a brief.
Okay.
So what we were planning to have is, we basically try to analyze, or try to find out certain post offices which are not sending, or which are not being able to send images regularly after regular interval of time. And and then after analyzing it, what we can do, we can basically send a notification or notify the authorities about it, that these are the post offices where network issues and latencies are there. Because if the image is not coming up in a proper time, then there might be some issue. We
Yeah.
waited, we had a threshold which checks like, okay, if it is if the time duration is like 2 to 3 hours, or you can say
Hmm.
that the difference in the time between these images is like between this, then it's fine. Otherwise, you need to send a notification to the authority to install a better, or to check the cause, like why it's getting caused.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was the format of the image?
Yeah. Image was basically at that time we built a POC. So we were connecting our Arduino with the webcam. So the webcam was simply capturing the images in simple resolutions and simple JPG PNG formats. It was not up to the actual camera which is there into the fields, or which is not there into the in the post offices. So we had researched on it, but at that time we were told like, yes, you can go ahead with the webcams as of now,
Okay.
and if they like the idea, if they like it, then they can move into the and take the idea and could move into the implementation part with it. But we were using webcams and all for it.
Okay. Yeah, because in the podcast episode number second,
Yeah, yeah.
there was a guest from Uttar Pradesh. He actually
Okay.
won the SIH,
Oh, that's
and
nice.
and yes, he was telling the same thing. Like the scalability matters a lot in these types of
Exactly,
competitions because
exactly.
the thinking is like we want to deploy this tomorrow, like this.
Yeah, yeah,
So that needs to be that level of uh, performance, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
So, talking about it, I just got reminded about one more thing which you were asked at that time. So, they also made us ask us to make an estimate, like what will be the cost of building such a product,
yeah.
and when you deploy it and when you productionize it, what do you think? What will be the cost? And they were not asking it for a single post office or single region, or let's
Hmm.
say Maharashtra. They were asking it for the entire India, entire country. So this was something which is very much important. You also have to be prepared to work in a scalable environment, and you need to prepare an estimate. If it is like in obviously it will be in lakhs, crores, but it should be minimum as much as possible. The
Yeah.
cost.
Yes. Okay. So that was really a good information that you said. Okay. So you were talking about hackathons.
Yeah.
So how did you got interested in hackathons and how did you decided that I want to participate in more hackathons? So it was it about the winning prize or was it about the experience? Was it about networking? Please tell us.
Going into hackathons were never about winning or getting the prize. Obviously, who don't want a prize? But yeah, the main thing behind it was learning new things and getting into something which makes you push your limits.
Hmm.
Because developing something in a time constraint pushes you a lot, and it also lets you network with like-minded people. Because because you can even see, like in our college, also in our daily life, a lot of students are there, but not a lot of students are participating in such competitions. So they do participate, but not in this amount, not
Hmm.
that much participate in a lot of hackathons. So it's better to find or it's really good to network with such people who are, and to know like what's their own story behind getting into one. So this is the best and the one of the thing which made me basically got into hackathons one after another. This was the main thing, and it could be also ambitious. Yeah, this could be something which really helped me or motivated me to get into some more hackathons.
Okay. So, could you describe in brief about your first hackathon?
Sure, sure. So yeah, the first hackathon which I participated in was with a college called Newton College of Engineering.
Okay.
So it's not that popular college, but it was very
Mm-hmm.
good college at the time when you part in terms of preparation, in terms of coordination and all. So the hackathon's name was Codament. So it was not I was not actually not prepared. I didn't knew like how things really work,
Mm-hmm.
but till then it was in second year, to give you a background. So at the time, I knew about like what this machine learning is and how models are prepared throughout a development life cycle, and how this training works and how this testing works and how to deploy it. So this was something which the knowledge which I got gone into this hackathon, and they were my friends who were about to participate into it, and they were looking for one extra member to get into their team. So I
Okay.
was the one to reach out, and they just like, yeah, you, let's go ahead with it. If you have a project, then we can go ahead. So that was basically a project-based hackathon. You need to have an idea already, and then
Okay.
after in a respective sector. So our domain
Mm-hmm.
was healthcare. So
Mm-hmm.
there was a healthcare domain model which I was found of, and I took that as something into that hackathon. So going into that hackathon, then we got into introduced with a lot of people, like-minded people basically, and then a lot of judges were there. So talking about the judges, I still remember their faces. The judges were really amazing. They were evaluating not only basis of our skill set, which we have at that time, because at that time we were only in second year, and
Mm-hmm.
don't even, they were also not expecting a lot of things from us, but they were expecting the clarity of the problem and the solution which we were presenting in front of them. So this was
Mm-hmm.
something they were looking for. And then he really encouraged us. There was a feature basically, uh, he asked us to implement. There were a couple of features. The main two features was like to add a bilingual chatbot to it,
Mm-hmm.
with which user can or the patient can interact with in their regional language. So it
Mm-hmm.
should be multilingual. And another thing was this push notification. Let's say if somebody gets a disease, or if somebody gets into some emergency, a
Mm-hmm.
push, they should be having an option to give us this push notification thing. So we have to send either a SMS or email. So at that time you were like, how the hell we are going to implement this, because we were quite
Mm-hmm.
new at that time. So then we got into this SMTP server thing, which we just
Mm-hmm.
googled and was checking like how to send email easily, the best easiest mode. So we got into SMTP's Gmail server. So then we implemented it, and then we showed this to him. He was like, yeah, thank God you implemented this. I knew you guys will. So yeah, this was the thing which we eventually we didn't win that hackathon, but a lot of very good experience, and I still have some people from that hackathon in my LinkedIn, and as my connections.
Okay. So the push notification means basically emergency button. What like
Uh,
that?
yeah, yeah. Push notifications, like, there should be a feature. Let's say a
Mm-hmm.
model is predicting. Let's say a model predicts you are having this disease, or let's
Mm-hmm.
say you are having this issue. So an automatic notification should be triggered, and that should be sent to as a record to your email, or to the number with which you had registered on the platform. This was something. It was kind of push
Okay.
notification, and kind of a cron job thing as well, to have a record. but but as far I remember, it is the basic thing only, like you have to send notification about the record, and about the cause, and what possible measures you can take in order to deal with it.
Okay. Because I know many students what they think कि first I will gain the knowledge, then I will participate in
Yeah,
hackathon.
yeah,
They wait for the right opportunity, but they
yeah.
don't participate initially. So,
I agree.
any
I
advice for
agree.
them?
Even I have seen a lot of people like they have a lot of caliber. There's nothing like caliber, but yeah, they can do something, but they're just waiting for the perfect moment. And I will just
Hmm.
like to let them know like perfect moment never comes. You have to create one, and
Yeah,
it's better to start with whatever you have, and then get to a position where you want to achieve while building things. So this is something which I would like to tell them, uh, a simple piece of advice.
yeah, that's really great. So, talking about hackathons, how did hackathons played a major role in your academic career and for landing a job? Can you briefly tell us about this?
So while I was giving my interview, this
Hmm.
was the SIH project was the one which actually I pitched in front of our co-founder. So our co-founder was the one who were taking my
Hmm.
interview. So I just pitched this project in front of them, and they were amazed by the scalability thing, like for how much people and how much scale we are building this. So they were amazed by it, and they really liked the way we handled the problem, and I explained them the entire scenario which happened, like one after another. In different, there exist different rounds in a hackathon, so a lot of problems and challenges came in each round, and then how we actually tackled that. So yeah, a lot of learnings from each of hackathon and each of events and this competitive environments which I had participated as of now. And it's really important to to participate in such thing to set you apart from a lot of people.
Hmm.
And yeah, it now it has become like a charm. Like if you are a finalist, if you're a winner of this multiple hackathons, it's
Hmm.
good, it's even fine to have that. But the main thing which you should take out of hackathon, even if you're winning or not winning, I'm basically saying this for the early people who are early in their uh, college life and they're trying to get into it, that try getting into it, try to basically extract or get some good insights, and uh, learn something new out of every experience which you have in this hackathon. So this is something which I basically implemented, I took from each one of it.
Yeah. So, moving forward to your current job.
Yeah.
So, how did you manage to land this job? Was it about networking? Did you cold email them, or how did you approach the company?
Yeah. So I was looking for an internship at that time. So I was looking through different company pages and going through different startups which are particularly in Pune, in the region where I basically live. And I eventually got this company, Build Up Global, and they were basically building a product in this career tech. So I just cold emailed them, and
Yeah.
then I just got an opportunity to get an interview. So
Okay.
this was the main flow or the main thing which I had used in order to land an interview.
Okay. So, in the email, you were mentioning about the internship or job also.
No, exactly. And it was not even email. It was actually a LinkedIn outreach message. So
Okay.
they were already my connection. I had a lot of pretty much good connections on my LinkedIn. So I was
Hmm.
just going through, as I just told you, like I was just going through multiple websites of different startups which were there in the region. And I eventually got the LinkedIn link for the respective company founders, and then I got their connection and all, and then I just tried messaging them like, hi, like I do this work, and I basically primarily focused on what I actually build and what I'm capable of, and like I can work on things from scratch as well. And I am pretty much good in terms of full stack development, and I can develop a website for you. And if you want to, take a simple interview, it will be really good. And yeah, this was the simple template which I had used to get that.
Okay. So initially you must have mailed for multiple
Yeah,
companies, na?
yeah,
So what about the rejections? Like you must have got some rejections directly. So how did
exactly.
you
There were
face the
ton of
rejection?
Yeah, there were tons of rejection. I had cold email a lot of people, but uh, if anybody asked me this question, like what's your take on this off-campus opportunities? So the only answer which I would like to tell to anyone is like, if you are emailing like 100 people,
Hmm.
then only you will able to land a single answer, not even interview, like a single reply or answer
Reply.
from them. So in this quantity you have to find people, and it's not like just doing this in bulk, like just
Hmm.
making an agent, or like making a script which is sending emails to random people.
Hmm.
You need to research on each one of them, and in the time
Yeah.
duration you have to basically ask them about the work and all, and then let them know what you are doing and what you're capable of. And
Hmm.
yes, if you're emailing 100 people, then
Hmm.
eventually you will be able to get at least one reply.
Okay. Sorry. So talking about the current company that you are working in,
Yeah.
so how was the hiring process? Like you mail them, they schedule an interview. So
Yes.
were there any coding round? Were there multiple interviews? How was the process?
So going into my interview, it's like very much different. It's not that much known in Indian job market.
Mhm.
It's a bit US based type of thing, which happens in USA and all. So what I basically got into is like, once I landed an interview,
Mhm.
I got a task, uh, like a home tech task. So I just took that task, and then I had worked on that task, and then I just presented like how we could work and how we could develop such a thing. So like take home assignment, you can call it. So this was the
Okay.
assignment which I basically let them give, and I had worked on it and explained like how we could develop it. So once it's done, there were some pretty much HR based questions along with it, and mostly the task was the major thing which they focused on. And then I basically landed as an intern over there. So
Okay.
at that time, they mostly focuses on like how you perform, or how you basically do at actual work, like how
Hmm.
much contribution do you put into it. So this was a thing. Obviously there were some couple of rounds with some other people and higher board members, like some other co-founders and uh, chief officers and all. So there were some other rounds as well, but mostly the task based assessment was the main thing which I got into. And I landed as an intern. And considering my work and all, like initially, as I just told you, like previously, I was working on this career guidance platform.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
while building that, I really worked with some good people along with me, my good colleagues and friends. After that, I basically got landed as a full-time job at respective company. And then I got that title as I had worked on the core development part of it as a founding engineer.
Okay. 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 Now it's getting clear.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It's
Uh,
basically, this term is like mostly startup focused. You won't
hmm.
hear it in big tech companies, but it
Hmm.
mostly there in startups, because they don't really care about your age, or they don't really care about what's your background. They only care about what you bring onto the table,
Hmm.
and what you actually do, and how you solves a problem. So that is something which is very much important. Even the age doesn't matter, even your experience doesn't matter.
Okay, so how you present yourself in front of it.
Yeah, presenting, implementing the things, or
Hmm.
ensuring the requirements are done and it's completed.
Okay. So, were there any coding rounds? Like,
No, actually, at my time, they were not really coding around during at that time.
hmm.
It was like mostly the assignment based. So they gave me, as I just told you, they gave me an assignment to develop a respective platform out of it, and then I successfully did it, and in a time constraint. And because in our company at that time, mostly the people who are working. Were not basically into the board members. So our co-founders are non-tech people, which is a very good thing if you ask in terms of an interview, because for an
Hmm.
but at the same time it's also become somewhat difficult, but it's a worthwhile, because you get to know such people from other industries, some other domains, and it's not like you are constrained just with this tech domain. You'll be able to
Hmm.
get into different sectors with their ideology. You'll be able to get pinpointed at certain times, when
Hmm.
because developing a business side is also very much important. If your product is like 100% great, but you don't have a
Hmm.
marketing, and you don't have a good what do you call it a good operations team, or if you don't have a good marketing skills and all, so
Hmm.
it doesn't works actually. That's why I feel it's really worth it, and I cherished this moment, and this cherish this company, and my current co-founders, like Arya, Anushka, Ria. These are co-founders with whom I basically work closely.
Okay, that's really great. So let me ask you this question. Like, why didn't you rely on college placements? Why did you start applying off campus? What was your mindset at that time? Because most of the students, like, they think like they will get job from the college. College has multiple campus drives. So what was your mindset of applying off campus?
So, applying off campus is not like doing something great, actually. Uh,
Hmm.
it's like you are eager to start early, to be honest, because
Okay.
in most of the engineering colleges in India, what really happens, you get into an internship or you get into a placement when you're in your final year. So
Yeah.
I was somebody who was looking to get into this early. So this
Hmm.
was the main thing, and at that time the placements was not started yet, and
Hmm.
in our college also different placements were happening, and it's still happening. It's really good. So it's really nice. It's really good. But to be honest, with my eyes and all, I was about to start. I needed to start early, so that's why I just tried applying off campus, and I think everybody does it. The
Hmm.
only matter of fact is like until unless you land it at the right time. So this is the main thing.
Okay. So, which technical skills or areas prove most important while applying off campus? Was it like full stack development or AI machine learning, or was it communication or problem solving ability? What was the key thing that you think played an important role in your hiring process?
I would say mix of everything, to be honest. You
Okay.
won't hear this a lot, but
Hmm.
it really plays an important role. You should know at least some basics of every field, because you don't know when it will be of use. So but also you should be focused on a specific area. So I would if somebody is starting and getting into a career, and
Hmm.
just start in the college itself, so I'll just suggest them to start with full stack development. So full stack
Okay.
is something which is still considered even in this age of AI. Like you are having Cursor, you are having GitHub Copilot, you are having LLMs. They write, and with this numbers and all, and with these interviews which we really hear,
Hmm.
they tell like the code base are being written by AI and LLMs. But still, there is a plenty amount of space for such people who can think uh, beyond, or you can say beyond the simple part of the application. Like there exists scalability, there exists the
Hmm.
system design, like how you could design a scalable system, how you could design a system which is
Architecture.
capable of, yeah, the architecture.
Yeah.
So this is really much important. And
Yeah.
after it, this back end stuff comes, and front end also. If you
Hmm.
if you ever write, you need to be a prompt engineer actually to be able to get good answers or good code out of a LLM. But LLMs also hallucinates a lot, so it's better to
Hmm.
know fundamentals of these technologies, and then obviously you can get into, even I also use it a lot. So you should take take some good things out of it, but you should know like when it is going back or doing things wrong. So you should be able to correct that, and for that you should know the basics. So I think full stack is something which is still relevant, and which is still have some pretty much good amount of space you can get into. But talking about some other domains like data science,
Hmm.
AI/ML, so Gen AI is something which you can get into just after full stack. If you have some good hands-on backend development, if you have some good hands-on uh, overall development, how things really work, you could easily
Hmm.
get into Gen AI. But at the same time, you need to keep learning, like keep learning about different machine learning algorithms, like how this LLMs
Hmm.
work in background, and what really is there, which basically helps them to get better and better answers. And you need to be curious about the new models and all which are getting published. You should be very much curious about it. So this is something, talking about particularly the machine learning roles. I think for a beginner or for a entry level developer, it
Hmm.
becomes a bit difficult to find out such a role where you'll be able to directly contribute to the machine learning part. So or the model building part, to be honest. So
Hmm.
it's better to start your career with software development, that is coming under considering full stack development. But it's also good to have curiosity into ML and data science roles. And even a lot of my friends are also getting placed even at this early start of their career into data science roles. It's also
Hmm.
good, but Gen AI could be a good good term to call it. So Gen A is something which you could get into as an early stage. So if you are really looking forward to get into AI, then you can start with Gen AI. You can start with understanding the basics of AI and how deep learning really works, and then get into it.
Okay. That's a really great advice actually to start with software development because
Yeah,
one of my friend, he's into machine learning and data science. He has a quite good knowledge about everything. But
yeah,
while looking for a job, he was searching for around 3 to 4 months. Still, he was not
yeah,
able to
exactly,
find a job. And at his college,
exactly.
the campus drive are quite less in his
Oh,
college. So he was trying off campus. But
okay.
after a
It's a bit
long amount of
difficult.
time, yeah, finally got a job. It's a good company. But still, it took a major amount of time of his life actually. That's
Exactly. It
happened.
takes really a lot of time.
Especially for freshers to get into this
Mm.
machine learning and data science
Because
domain.
this machine learning roles, I think it's basically they prefer people with certain experience in this field.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's
actually.
better to get certain experience and then get into it. But God knows when this scenario get changed and when
Hmm.
this thing will get changed. But yeah,
Yeah,
this could happen. For a safe side, it's better to go with software development first and then get into it.
okay. So talking about AI, let me ask you this. Do you think
Yeah.
AI will replace humans or software developers? in specify?
Uh, this
What do
is
you think?
I'll be honest, but I don't think so. AI will replace humans. But
Hmm.
humans need to
Adapt.
need need to be actually adapt to
Hmm.
live with it. So you will hear from a lot of people, even from some good people, like AI is going to replace a lot of
Hmm.
engineers, the front
Yeah.
end and back end engineers, mostly the front end engineers they call. But I will tell you, like I had also talked with some good people, the people who are still in this tech industry and who are doing well in this. So they also let me know and just got me into a conclusion that AI is like a subsidiary thing, or AI could be like your companion. Use it basically like a companion, not like somebody who
Hmm.
is driving you. So you should have your subconscious ready, you should have your mind into what you're building. But the less tedious task, or you can say, I'm sorry, the tedious task which don't need that
Hmm.
much human intelligence,
Hmm.
that is something which you can do with AI. And it performs really good. If you talk about this, let's say if I'm developing or creating a new project from scratch, so at that time, AI really helps a lot. It basically
Yeah.
helps you to generate a boilerplate code
Hmm.
to start your work with. And then if the base is ready, then eventually get into a lot of bugs and all. So in bugs also, it works fine, it works good, but sometimes it comes when it hallucinates, and then you need to understand
Hmm.
why it's happening. You shouldn't be
Hmm.
like just prompting and prompting and prompting.
Blindly trusting the AI.
Yeah, when trusting the AI, you should trust the AI, but you should first trust yourself and then trust AI.
Yes, yes, yes. Because in recent years, the AI has
Yeah,
evolved a lot. Like 5 years ago, nobody was thinking like
yeah,
the AI will do this, image
yeah,
generation, video generation, anything. But in today's era, AI is doing almost everything. And we don't even
yeah.
know what will be the future. It's quite unpredictable, actually.
Exactly. I have some thoughts on it. Like people say,
Hmm.
like AI has got boomed in this. So to be honest, you also know AI is not only LLMs.
Hmm.
The common people have a perspective like LLM is just an AI. No, it's just a small part of the AI. So there are a lot of technologies, there are a lot of things which are happening in its backend, like deep learning,
Yeah, yeah.
this reinforcement learning, which is there. So AI was there from a lot of from then,
Hmm.
like in 90s, but
Hmm.
but it has got a certain boom with this LLMs, this mostly this
Yeah.
chat GPT. But
Hmm.
it's really good, it's worth using, but at the same time need to be cautious,
Hmm.
because certain things are happening with this image generation model and all.
Yeah. AI is basically maths.
Yeah,
Everything mathematics like matrices,
yeah,
calculus, probability, statistics,
which only
and
a small amount of people likes. Yeah, I think
hmm.
you like it a lot.
Yeah, like I actually started with the maths first before coding.
Oh, that's good.
So I got into all machine learning algorithms and I
Yeah,
understood what math is working behind the algorithms. Then I
that's really
also
nice.
got deep dived into the neural networks, the back propagation, the gradient descent,
Yeah,
everything.
because
It is fascinating.
yeah, for AI and for even computer science, the basics is maths only. If you're
Yeah,
good at
true.
maths, I mean, you should be good at statistics. You should be good at
Hmm.
uh, this things related to maths, and then you could have some good amount of understanding into this LLMs, because there will be a lot of algorithms will come up onto your screen, and then you need to understand like what's happening in background. And if you have a good background and good grasp on this mathematical topics, it works really good. As you just told, it's amazing.
Yeah, and in I guess 2017, the transformer architecture was introduced,
Yeah,
and it changed
yeah,
everything basically. After that, it
exactly.
got boom.
Boom.
Like
It's
understanding the
really nice.
semantic meaning was a fascinating part. Okay,
I agree.
so last question. What
yeah,
practical advice would you like to give to new college students who are initially starting their career about jobs, hackathons, networking, everything? What would be your advice to them?
yeah. So my advice will be short only, like just start building things. Or even if you I even saw a lot of people in first year. I would like to tell you like my personal things which I had
Hmm.
experienced, my mistakes. Like we used
Hmm.
to think we should know something in order to basically go to this events, go to hackathons. But to be honest, I have also seen a lot of people who don't even knew a lot of things, and
Hmm.
but they dare to start or get into the event, and the fruitful thing which they got is something which they learned out of it. So it's better to start early. Try going
Hmm.
into such events, such hackathons. Try going into participating in multiple competitions, coding competitions, or it could be any type of competitions apart from this as well. You can go into extracurricular activities as well. So
Hmm.
it will eventually give you a boost and in a self confidence, like yeah, I know this much, I have done this much, then I could do this as well. So there's something a thing which comes in your mind when you have done this much of efforts, you have put this much of efforts. So they could just start.
Hmm.
Starting will feel a bit difficult, but consistency will come up
Hmm.
later. First you need to start. So consistency will break exactly. It's going to break, but then you need to get yourself up and start
Hmm.
working again. There's something. So for a early stage, or you can say a student who is getting into first year or something, they should just
Hmm.
start doing things and start uh, attending such events. They will eventually get into it.
Yeah, that's a really great advice because most of the students think it's just a first year, it's just a
Yeah,
second year. We will look when
yeah,
we reach last year, we will look in third year.
yeah.
So I also feel that it's quite a wrong approach to learn
Mm,
for learning. You should
yeah,
start learning as early as possible.
exactly.
So
I
you will
agree with
have
you
more time.
100%.
Yeah, you will have more time
Exactly.
to explore multiple things. Then you have time to select which domain to get master.
Yeah,
You have the flexibility. And also discipline and consistency is one of the important thing that you mentioned
yeah.
about.
It's important. It's
Mm,
really much important, but it will come only after once you started. So start something.
yeah, same. I would also like to say like if you
Sure.
started and if you didn't have much interest, like at the starting, as Zubair told, it's quite difficult. But with consistent efforts and discipline, you will eventually get interested and you will think, I want to learn more, I want to learn more. This will be the mindset later. What do you think?
It makes sense, and I really agree with it. Like 100%.
Hmm.
It's well said actually. What you said now. Uh, it is something which really plays an important role because we were also somebody who faced the same issue in the first year. I also didn't
Hmm.
started what I should do during my first year. I started it like in second year, so it took
Hmm.
like 1 year to figure out like what you have to do. So you could
Hmm.
have been done much more better. So it's better to start early rather than regretting it later, even though
Yeah.
it happens with everyone, like, but it's better to learn from others mistake and get out of it.
Yes. And for a IT person, for a software person, obviously coding
Yeah,
at the beginning is quite intimidating. Like
yeah.
looking at the code, looking at the Java code, JavaScript code, the beginner is scared, like basically.
Scared, exactly.
Oh,
Even I used to
huh.
get scared. I just told recently about it. Uh,
Hmm.
I also didn't had background in programming, so I was just thinking like, would I ever get how to
Hmm.
write this code and all? But eventually, you will if you have this consistency and if you're consistently working onto it. You just need to understand what it is. Even though you're not
Yeah.
understanding the code, try to learn the syntax or try to
Concept.
start
Logic,
concept
logic.
actually, logic, the exact
Yeah.
actual logic.
Hmm.
Start with any programming language, try to learn, try to understand how it works and all, and then you will eventually get into
Succeed.
the road. Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah. So thanks a lot. So that's it for this episode. That was the full conversation with Zubair Khan about his incredible journey. If you found this conversation valuable, please let us know in the comment section. If you like to connect with Zubair, I will mention his LinkedIn profile in the description. Is that fine?
yeah, sure. Please share that.
Yes. And if you want to connect with me, I will also copy paste the link in the description. And for more podcasts like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel. So we will see you in the next one. Till then, bye bye and take care.
Body, I'm an icon, man. Ain't no girl about a